Before we jump into this episode, I want to invite you to join our community to help you become a better steward, scale to billions, and ultimately give more or all of it away. All I want you to do is to click the subscribe button right now. I love your support. It's incredible to see your comments, and we're just getting started. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world to me. Welcome to the Build to Billions podcast, where we guide successful entrepreneurs and investors on their journey from millions to billions. We believe the key to scaling and compounding your wealth in life starts every single day with the mindset and practice of stewardship over ownership and applying billionaire biblical principles. Our ultimate goal is to scale and compound your wealth in life so you can give more all the way to help MVPs. My name is Brett Swartz. Today I have an amazing guest that I'm going to share with you in just a minute, but I want to let you know we're also streaming on capitalgainstaxsolutions.com and our podcast and YouTube channels there as well, so you can check us out. And if you have a large exit coming up, consider going to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to build your next exit plan. I'm excited about our next guest. He's out of Denver, Colorado. In fact, he started at Goldman Sachs, and they taught him how to build real wealth, but they didn't let him deliver it to entrepreneurs. And so he founded a group called Alpha Advisory to fix that. And most financial advisors build wealth strategy around what they can set aside, but entrepreneurs need more than that. They're putting everything into their business, and so they need the financial structure that turns their business into wealth generator. As an advisor, this next guest is going to help you do just that and so much more. Please welcome to the show with me, Anthony Englert. Anthony, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Brett. Really happy to be here. I can't wait for our conversation.
Excellent. For our listeners getting to know you for the first time, would you give us just a little more about your story and your current focus?
Sure. So I work with entrepreneurs who have a bigger vision and want to have the kind of wealth that lets them achieve it. Most advisors are going to build a plan around what you can set aside outside of your business. But, if you're familiar with the 80-20 rule, that's like the 20%. And so the whole point of our firm is to start and end with where your wealth actually lives, that 80% inside the business. But kind of how I got here to that question, I grew up with entrepreneurial parents. My mom's an architect, and she and my dad to this day continue to operate the same firm. I watched them win awards for their success in the projects and the great outcomes they delivered for their clients. But the financial results of those things never seemed to come to our family. In fact, the business seemed to put our financial standing in jeopardy more often than to provide it. And so I kind of grew up with this negative view of entrepreneurship, thinking who would ever want that? In college, I figured out, what does that actually mean? There's a big difference between entrepreneurship and being self-employed and how you structure all of that. And a little entrepreneurial adventure of my own in college led me to decide that if I wanted to understand how real wealth gets built, I better do this on somebody else's dime and have somebody else teaching me and showing me and mentoring me. And so that's what led me to Goldman Sachs, where I spent 15 years there working with entrepreneurs. But as you correctly pointed out earlier, Goldman is only interested once you've had the big exit, and there's a lot of missed opportunity along the way. And so I wanted to help people capture that opportunity so that they didn't have to have 6 or 7 exits to finally hit the home run, but that they could build that wealth correctly and in a compounding way from the start.
Love it, Anthony. By the way, if you want to learn more about Anthony, what he's doing, go to alphaadvisory.com, alphaadvisory.com, and his last name is spelled Englert. And so, my last name is Swartz with a Z, and people think a Z has to be a part of it somehow. And I get that one quite a bit. And so I make sure everyone can spell that correctly. So yeah, being an entrepreneur is really different, Anthony, right? I mean, and you're right, 80% or sometimes even 90% of the total wealth is tied into the business, right? And so I love the approach of taking the 80-20. So walk us through what that looks like when clients hire you to help them with that. What does that practically look like?
Yeah. So let's start with the most basic business equation, right? Revenue minus costs equals profit. Hopefully all your listeners can follow that one. I think when we get to that profit piece, that's where the differences start to show up. So we often talk about the difference between a lifestyle business and a legacy business. For us, a legacy business doesn't mean that you're going to go public or sell for billions of dollars. It just means that you're purposely building the business to be bigger than you and to outlast you, right? Because a business that relies on you dies with you. And so if you're building a legacy business, then you're building a functionally different vehicle, a different system than a lifestyle business. So in the analogy we like to use is a car versus an airplane. So in a lifestyle business like a car, it's easy for one person to operate. You can bring a few friends. It's reliable. It's efficient, but it's not meant for long haul travel. And so in the same way, a lifestyle business is built to extract a high amount of income. But when I hear income, I just hear tax. And so then the problem becomes extracting income from that business and how to do that in a tax advantaged manner. if you're building a legacy business.
So if you like this little short clip of the interview I just did, click over here to watch the full interview. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody.